Hello everyone, welcome to EduYourself. In this video, we are going to see how to have a new screen for an issue type if the screen is mapped to multiple issue types in a Jira project. And in the earlier video, we have seen, right, how to have a new screen if the screen is mapped to a number of projects. But in this video, the project is not mapped to any other projects. There is an individual project issue type screen scheme where all the issue types are using a single screen, out of which we have to pick one of the issue type and then we have to create a new screen for that. That would be the use case. And also let me clearly show you what exactly that I mean in the Jira instance. Now let's navigate to the HR onboarding project. Now we are talking about the screens, right? So we have to navigate to the project settings and just give me a moment. The screen is being loaded. All right. In the project settings, let's navigate to the screens page. Now I clearly see there is a dedicated issue type screen scheme which is not being shared by any other project. We have done the validation. Now when I have a look at the issue types and the screen schemes, I clearly see story, bug, epic, feedback, task and subtask. All the issue types in the project are using a single screen scheme. Now the use case is for a particular issue type. I want to take feedback as an example. How to have a new screen for a particular issue type in a project, which means the feedback issue type should have its own screen scheme and its own screen, which is not being shared by story, bug, epic, task or subtask. If that is the requirement, how are we going to achieve it? Alright, it's very simple. The Jira admin should always be good in the analysis part. Maybe the requirement is stating like this. Now step number 1, we have to create a new screen. Step number 2, we have to create a new screen scheme. And then we have to map the screen to the screen scheme. 2 steps have been completed. Step number 3, we have to navigate to the HO issue type screen scheme, because this particular issue type screen scheme is not being shared by any other project. And always remember, there will be only one issue type screen scheme for a project, which means we should not create or add any new issue type screen scheme, because currently we want to use everything same. We are not going to change the issue type screen scheme. We are only going to change the configuration inside this particular issue type screen scheme. So we have to navigate to the issue type screen scheme in the 3rd step, and then we have to add the screen scheme, and then we have to map it to the issue type feedback. Then the requirement will be fulfilled. So I want to leave the page as it is, and in the 2nd tab I want to perform the activity, and then I would like to come back to the first page. I will do the page refresh. Then we will be able to see a new screen scheme and then a feedback issue type under it. I hope the requirement is clear for all. So let's perform the activity in the 2nd tab. Let me navigate to the Jira instance. Step number 1, we have to create a screen in the global level if we really would like to have a new set of fields. But if we want the same set of fields even for the feedback, it is very simple. We have to find this particular screen, we have to take the copy and rename it. Imagine I want to have the same screen with one more field onto it. So let's take the copy of the existing screen, and then in the 2nd global page screens tab I want to search for the screen, and then I want to take the copy of it, and then I want to edit the name of the screen in a good way. It is for the HR onboarding project, and it is going to be for the feedback issue type, right? So the naming should be very much important. In the HR onboarding project, for the feedback issue type, I am creating a screen. So I want to click on copy. So the currently existing fields that belongs to HO default screen will also be populated in the HO feedback screen. Let's try to pull that. Alright, now I just want to open that. See, as we can see currently whatever the H4 default screen is using, the same fields are there. And let's try to add one of the new field, which is favorite fruit. Okay, just we made a small change onto the screen by adding one of the field onto it. Now step number 2. Now step number 1 completed, right? We have created a screen in the way that we want, H4 feedback screen, and we have to create a new screen scheme as well. So let's do that. In the global level we do have screen schemes. We have to navigate to that, and then we have to click on add screen scheme, and then we have to give the naming HO. It is for the feedback issue type, and it's going to be a screen scheme. While creating, while viewing, and while editing, I would like to keep the same screen, so that I select HO feedback screen and I will click on add. Just in case if you are not really sure what is the default screen, how to set different screens while creating, viewing, and editing, I recommend you to go back to one of the previous video and have a look. Thank you very much. And let's click on add. Now step number 2 also completed. We have created a screen scheme. We have mapped the issue operations. So we have created the screen scheme like HO feedback screen scheme, and then while creating, viewing, and editing, we have mapped HO feedback screen. Now it is the time to get into step number 3. We have to navigate to the issue type screen scheme in the global level, and we have to do the configuration changes in this particular issue type screen scheme. So in the global level, let's navigate to the issue type screen schemes. We have to search for it. We clearly see H4 issue type screen scheme is not being shared by any other project other than HR onboarding. It means we are good to make any kind of configuration changes inside the issue type screen scheme. And also, just to give a glance what the issue type screen scheme activity will do. Issue type screen scheme is a place where we can map the issue type, maybe feedback, to the screen scheme, maybe HO feedback screen scheme. And how are we going to do that? We do have an option on the top right side, associate an issue type with a screen scheme. By clicking on it, we have to choose the issue type. In our scenario, it is going to be feedback, and then we have to choose for feedback issue type which screen that we would like to map. We are going to map HO feedback screen scheme. So we have to select the appropriate screen scheme, and then we have to click on add. As we can see, all the unmapped issues will make an use of the HO screen scheme, and the feedback issue type will make an use of the HO feedback screen scheme. So the activity has been completed. Now quickly let's come back to the first tab. We are in the project HR onboarding screens page. Now on a count of 1 to 3, I would like to do a page refresh. We will be able to see the feedback issue type will start to use an individual screen scheme. 1, 2, and 3. Let's click on refresh. As we can see, now currently the feedback issue type is using HO feedback screen scheme, and inside the HO feedback screen scheme, we clearly see while creating, viewing, and editing, we have mapped only a single screen, which is HO feedback screen, right? Now when we try to create an issue in the HR onboarding project using the feedback, we will be able to see all the fields, and also we will be able to see the favorite fruit which we have mentioned. We can either select apple, banana, or orange. So this is how we can have a new screen for an issue type if the screen is mapped to multiple issue types in a Jira project. I hope everybody understand. If you find the video helpful, please like the video, and also please share it with your friends who are in need. And also do not forget to subscribe to EdYourself channel for many more good videos. I'll see you all in the upcoming video shortly. Thank you.